After the runaway success of the original King Kong, producers rushed to make a sequel that was released in the same damn year. And it's only 70 minutes long? Oh, sign me up. It's nice to know that movie producers have always been money-hungry goblins that lack even the most basic levels of creativity. Son of Kong follows Carl Denham, who is now penniless and vilified after his involvement in unleashing a giant ape on the unsuspecting people of New York. Now, in the first film, Carl Denham was a tough-as-nails filmmaker who captured a giant man-eating ape and transported him back to America.
Carl Denham. Mrs. Hudson. Mrs. Hudson!
You get out of my house. I'll have you arrested.
Ma'am, that's my business.
Your business.
I'm supposed...
All right, Mr. Denham. It's only me.
And now he's a broken shell of a man that needs his elderly landlady to shoo away process servers. It's kind of a lateral move. Denham gets visited by the Venture's cook, Charlie, who tells Denham that Captain Englehorn wants to see him right away. And one process server named Mickey manages to make it through and serves Denham with his 11th subpoena, and Denham asks Mickey to help him get past the other process servers. And Mickey digs into his bag of tricks, and we learn that he's a master of disguise.
Hey, how'd you get in there?
No, commence.
You know, I think Denham could have gotten past them just by parting his hair differently. Like, who did they think this was? Mickey tells Denham that the grand jury plans to indict him tomorrow, so when Englehorn tells Denham about his plan to hide out in the East Indies, he jumps at the idea. And they arrive in Dekang and need to make some money fast because the crew is close to mutiny.
Get that number 2 hatch off and break out the cargo.
That won't take very long.
Sarcastic cattiness is the first sign of low morale. They don't find any work in town, so Englehorn and Denham decide to see the up-and-coming rock and roll band, the Monkees. And the crowd goes nuts over that adorable performance. And then to close the show, they bring out the musical stylings of La Belle Helene. Now, if I was in the crowd and I hated women like I'm supposed to during the 1930s, I would still much rather hear a human singing a song instead of monkeys banging around on tiny drums.
Oh, I got the runaway blues. I want to wander away.
Oh, never mind. I forgot that every singer back then sounded exactly the same. And we learn that Helene is actually named Hilda, and she lives in this tent with her father, the ringmaster, who decides to have some drinks with his best friend, Nils Hellstrom.
You rotten little show.
Not a rotten show. I was ringmaster in the biggest circus. We used to play Columbo.
Okay, I would pay to see that. An all-monkey revival of the show Columbo? Hell yeah. Oh man, can you imagine a monkey with a trench coat saying, just one more thing? And both the ringmaster and Hellstrom are the kinds of drunks that you would drink with once and then avoid for the rest of your life.
Dry up, you old tramp.
You're a tramp. No certificate, no job. You're no better than me.
And in what is most likely a nightly occurrence for these two rum-soaked losers, they get into a fight about who sucks more, and Hellstrom knocks out the ringmaster with a bottle and accidentally sets the tent on fire. And Hilda manages to drag her father out of the tent, but he dies from blunt force trauma. And Hilda then threatens to turn Hellstrom into the magistrate. I would be hesitant to threaten an out-of-work disgraced drunk, especially in 1933. All Hellstrom has to do is kill you and not be seen, and he can get away with it scot-free. It was like the best time to run from the law. Look at Denham. He's a world-famous movie producer facing an indictment, and he can just travel around for the rest of his life and never get caught. It'd be like if Jerry Bruckheimer had a bear that he captured, and then during its first showing, the bear threw a lady out a window, and then Jerry Bruckheimer took off, he would be found almost immediately. That's the downside about technology. And we learn that Hellstrom was the one that gave Denham the map to Skull Island in the first movie, and Hellstrom tells Denham that there's buried treasure on Skull Island. Denham goes to say goodbye to Hilda before he leaves, and she asks to go with him.
Please take me with you. I won't be any trouble. I won't talk or anything.
I don't know. That's what the last broad said, and guess what? You couldn't get her to stop talking. And she ended up being a big heap of trouble. And Hellstrom threatens her to not talk. Again, he just has to toss her overboard when no one is looking, and he's home free. Now, this isn't exactly 1930s specific. Like, even in the 21st century, it's shockingly easy to get away with murder on a boat. The next day, Denham wakes up to a mutiny, and they send Denham, Englehorn, Hilda, and Charlie off in a rowboat. And Hellstrom makes himself captain of the venture, but unfortunately the crew is now fully in mutiny mode, and they just throw him off the ship as well. They make it to Skull Island, and with 25 minutes left in this movie, we finally get to see the mighty Son of Kong.
Well, if it isn't a little Kong.
He's stuck in a quicksand. He can't get out.
It's nice to see a more relatable Kong. Just a lumbering Mr. Magoo-like oaf. Like the original was all, oh my god, look at this magnificent beast taking down a mighty T-Rex. And Son of Kong just like look at this absolute goon falling in quicksand on his way to go poop or something. I'm glad King Kong is dead so he doesn't have to witness this pathetic display. So just then, Denham and Hilda are attacked by a giant bear? The giant bears on this island? But baby Kong hears the commotion and springs into action. And promptly gets his shit rocked. So Son of Kong is being absolutely humiliated when suddenly the bear dies from what I can only imagine was some sort of undiagnosed heart defect that most likely ran in the bear's family. But oh my god, the bear was playing possum. Little Kong then picks up a giant log and beats the bear over the head until it runs off. Okay, showed a little spark of his old man. Oh my god. But then the little baby got a splinter. Jeez, oh Pete's. You know, they just said that he was the son of Kong, not that he was the son of a proud Kong. And so dehydration is setting in, and Denham and Hilda find some coconuts, but they're unable to reach them.
I wish I had one of those coconuts.
Hey, look what you're doing, you big dummy. I wish you'd be a little more careful what you wish for.
Denham may be experiencing some character growth, but he is still a white dude from 1933. It'd be weird if he didn't look down on women and children. It's just how he was raised. Hey guys, have you seen my favorite rock? I thought I left it around here. Oh god, I'm so sorry you're having a tender moment. The next morning, Denham and Hilda find a temple, and they think the treasure is in there, and Son of Kong helps them get inside. This was my dad's special closet, and I was never allowed to go in there. But apparently he died, so I guess he wouldn't care. So they enter and see a giant statue. And, what is that little piece supposed to represent? Oh no, buddy. No, don't stroke that. No.
Look at him. Just look at him. We're rich. We're all rich. Hey, put that down.
Oh my god, he's got a gun. Hey buddy, don't point that directly in your eye, bud. Just stop. Yep. Shot yourself in the finger there, bud. And just then, the derpiest lizard I've ever seen saunters in, and Son of Kong gets in another fight. Okay, buddy, you had your practice with the little bear, so you should be able to handle this. Oh no, buddy, don't 69 him. No, you don't want to do that. Just kind of break his neck there, bud. Like, didn't your dad teach you how to fight at all? Well, luckily, during all of this, Denham and Hilda have taken refuge behind the giant sheet of glass that was apparently erected in this temple. And I'm sure the filmmakers just couldn't get around having the reflection in the glass. But also, they didn't have to do that at all. Like, audiences in 1933 are just amazed to see a baby ape doing sex positions with a toy lizard with button eyes. Like, you don't have to show Denham and Hilda in the scene at all. Like, take a break. Like, you have these rubes right where you want them. And they meet back up with the others, and Hellstrom takes off for the boat, and he gets eaten by a sea creature when a giant storm hits. And Denham and Kong get cut off from the rest of the group, and the entire island just begins to crumble and sink into the ocean. And Son of Kong's leg is stuck, and he heroically holds Denham up long enough to get him on the boat. And they drift for a day until they find a Navy ship and are rescued.
Do you suppose he knew he was saving my life?
Oh, I'm sure he did.
I'm not convinced that he did, because everything that we know about Son of Kong indicates that he most likely overheard that if you want to maintain its integrity, you should never overwash your denim. What the hell? It sounded like it came from the basement. I don't even think we have a drum kit. Can someone check that?
Well, you'll have plenty of money, kid. We'll split the treasure 4 ways.
Couldn't you just split it 3 ways? 1/3 to the skipper,
1/3 to Charlie, and 1/3 to us.
Man, even in a fantasy epic about giant mythical creatures, they still couldn't envision a woman managing her own money. Oh, no. A dame can't handle money. First, a father handled her finances and kept her clothed and housed, and now that responsibility should fall to a husband.
3 choruses of how dry I am. Let's hear it.
Al, don't do it.
Here, give me a drink, Miss Smith.
The devil with him. I can give you one too, and you won't have to do that for it.
And you know what? I think that the kindness and compassion from Miss Smith might just be what Denton needs to start to reclaim some of his dignity. Nope. Okay, he's singing a song again.
You see, we got private business.
Listen, Dad.
Whoa! Oh, I fell right through the bar. Uh-oh. The floor's giving out. Whoa! Oh, no. Can somebody hear me? I'm in the basement. The rats are starting to group up. I think they see me as a threat. Oh, dear God. Please, someone help me.
Why don't we get together and share a saucer of milk sometime?
Well, if Catwoman does truly embody every characteristic of a cat, then she's probably lactose intolerant, and I imagine that having gas and tight leather pants is just horrifying. There's nowhere for the farts to go. And Batman and Robin are currently making bat jets.
Each one contains enough compressed batchin to lift a 5,000-pound automobile more than 500 miles in the air.
That's outer space. And instead of sharing this technology to help in the space race against the Soviets, Batman is going to use it to stop someone who stole mittens.
Make a move, you light-fingered larcenous. Consider yourself apprehended.
I'd be less concerned about being caught breaking in somewhere as I would being caught wearing a cat-themed costume. Like, this guy probably has grandchildren. They'd be horrified to learn what Pop-Pop does on the weekends.
I've set up an appointment for you today over at International.
At International?
Yes, had I known you've been drinking since 7 this morning, I probably wouldn't have, but...
Funny. I thought you'd be in here in an officer's uniform.
That was 20 years ago.
You don't act anymore? What do you do?
I run a string of supermarkets outside of Chicago.
Oh shit, Jerry. Wrong f***ing answer, pal. You may not leave this house alive.